Hi, I've decided to make a bit of a video about collecting fatwood. Now, we've seen other videos online, but I live in Australia. The pine species we have here are slightly different, and so is the method you would use to collect that fatwood. So hopefully what I can show you today will help you out a bit. So you don't get fatwood out of any old tree. Conifers, and specifically in Australia, radiata pine, is where you're going to get it from. So if you've got a commercial pine plantation growing somewhere near your place, that's probably a pretty good place to start looking. The other great thing about harvesting your own fatwood is that you don't know what you're going to see out in the bush. And here we have a heap of wild bees. And I don't think I'll get too close. Okay, so what we've got here is an old pine tree. It's been down for a few years. It's so rotten you can pretty much just break it apart. But these knots here that haven't rotted away possibly contain the fatwood that we're after. So I'll show you how to have a look. Okay, so you're going to need a couple of basic tools to get your fatwood. I like to use a fold-up saw and a small axe. Now, you don't need an axe that big. You can get away with a small tomahawk. I've just brung this one today because I want to try and do this as quick as I can. Right, we're just going to saw the tip off this knot and see what we can see. Bingo. Now you can see there by the brown colour of that timber, and just from the smell of this stuff here and by that glassy knocky feel, there's resin in there. Well, fatwood. And we're going to harvest that. Okay, so after we cut the knot out, you end up with something that looks like this, and you can see the grain on the knot is not going the same way as the main branch. Bit of an ice cream cone sort of a thing going on there, but that's exactly what we're after. And I can smell the resin in that already. Okay, so here's another knot that I've broken out, a slightly bigger one. And it doesn't look like much now, but when we get it home, we'll trim off all that excess rotten wood and we'll see what happens. Okay, so now we've got our pieces of wood home. We're going to process them a bit to try and get that fatwood out. Now you can do this out in the bush, but I've got a nice chopping block here to make it a bit easier. So I'm just going to do this smaller one, and I'll do the bigger one later. Obviously this one's going to be a little bit quicker. And you can already see a bit of that resin right there. So we're just trimming the timber down till we get that nice resin colour coming through, and you'll smell it straight away. It smells delicious. You can see now we've cut that timber right down to that resiny base, and that is fatwood. And if you like hiking and camping as much as I do, that's going to come in real handy. Make sure you don't throw away this chip stuff that you've knocked off the main knot, because that'll be a real good to get your fire started. Alright, I hope you enjoyed my video.